And we have Team Infinite up against AHQ Esports, and the bans and picks are already underway.
Right. Okay, so basically Team Infinite will be sitting on the blue team, while AHQ will be playing on the purple team. And well, AHQ has been a really big powerhouse at the moment, so I'm sure a lot of people are actually rooting for them, and they might be the ones that actually come out on top. Infinite, on the other hand, have actually been 0 games this season, so it's not looking too good for them at the moment.
Yeah, being new to the GPL itself, I think they would take some time to actually pick up their stride if they have any. I hope they do.
Yeah.
And of course, let's just actually talk about the bans and picks.
Yeah, so far, Zed, Oriana, Shen coming for Infinite, Vi, Annie, Fizz. I think they're very standard kind of bans so far, nothing too out of the ordinary. Surprisingly though, the only top lane ban is the Shen. So Renekton is still out there for us. You can see our cast at the back, you know, that was our schedule. Shen was the only one on the top lane that's being banned. Renekton's still available, Jax is still available. We didn't see Jax being picked that last game despite the Renekton ban. So that is our our scene organizer.
Yeah.
Behind the scene organizer.
A little bit of the behind the scenes action for you.
Yeah, you guys get to see some new stuff today. So yeah, and previous game we didn't see any of those big bruisers in the top lane. So I'm actually kind of surprised that no one really takes it that seriously right now. AHQ on the other hand, this is a team who's been really strong in their picks and bans in the previous season and even this season as well. They know how to play this part of the match really strongly. So I'm thinking, what are they going to go for? Because it looks like they're going for picks which I don't conventionally see them go for. Shyvana and Nidalee, not something that I've known Westdoor to play this entire time. Yeah, so...
Yeah, but Shyvana has been pretty much a strong powerhouse coming into the...
I would say she's picking up speed. Like, people are starting to recognize her top lane potential in dueling powers. That's really just because her Flame Breath now does percentage cut. So what you get is a lot of control on Dragon and Baron. You also get a duel very well. Once you get that Blade at the Ruined King or even the Trinity Force now, which is buffed, you're looking at a big punch of burst.
Yeah, and talking about the dueling potential, Shyvana has also that split push capabilities coming in, especially if she comes out of the solo lane. So we have yet to see where Shyvana is going, but we are assuming that actually she goes into the top lane.
Yeah, I'm thinking top lane. Nowadays, you don't really see her in the jungle anymore. It's not the most conventional. But who knows, man? We never know. We're just casters, right? We stink.
Nope.
Yeah.
And talking about the unconventional picks coming in from the side of AHQ, we see the Syndra being picked up by Team Infinite, something that, again, not classic of them as well.
Well, it's... In fact, Infinite, to be fair, they only played 4 games. This is their 4th game in the GPL. So we don't really know their pick patterns. And we don't even know their champion pools all too round. But Syndra has been one of those picks which have been finding popularity. I mean, Reddit the past few days is going crazy.
Over Syndra.
Yeah, over Burger
Wow.
King's. Yeah, Burger King.
Oh.
Burger King. Yeah, I call him Burger King now. Burger King Syndra has been so on form, and this is a very high CC team that you're looking out from Infinite. I don't know how effective that's going to be against AHQ because these guys are really mechanics wise. Coffee, please. Mechanics-wise, AHQ is really good. I mean, I've not seen them play champions that have looked very lackluster. They make Yorick look like viable. That's how much AHQ makes me feel.
Yorick is definitely a huge lane bully, though.
He's a lane bully, but I mean, the way they played last season was with pride. Was wow, yeah.
Just wow.
So they go for the Thresh Lucian bot lane. We saw that yesterday on Wednesday as well. Thresh Lucian. It's lore-wise, it's the worst combination, but in game, it's actually pretty effective. You get a ton of lockdown.
Some say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
I would just say no friends, no enemies. Just stay by yourself. Makes life a lot less complex.
Yeah, and talking about the huge crowd control coming in on the side of Team Infinite, we have them hovering over Renekton as well as Vayne, so they just want to add on CC upon CC and just more CC.
It's actually going to be very effective. I think this kind of comp says you can easily play Peel for the Vayne. At the same time, you have Syndra who has innately she has this all that burst. I'm sorry that we look enlarged. My pimples, you know, come on. This is very unprofessional.
Yeah. So as we kind of sort out our little camera issues that
Right,
we
but
kind of caused here, let's just take a look at that final ban, the Lee Sin pickup in
well,
the.
well, that Lee Sin pickup is definitely a jungle pick, and my concern is that they will not have that same scaling that Infinite has. Now, Infinite is just going to get stronger and stronger as the game progresses, simply because it's Vayne. Vayne is going to be the one who's dishing out all that damage, while Renekton, Fiddlesticks can easily do the peels. Now, AHQ on the other hand, they have to rely, because once you have Nidalee, you're saying, I'm giving up that assassination power for siege potential and kind of a good roam in the early to mid game.
Yeah, and talking about roam and as we said earlier, talking about the split push potential as well as the dueling potential, I can foresee that we have a possible Prides as well as Westlaw split push coming in, and we may see that entire split push strategy coming out, because we saw the rotations being used very well yesterday in the snipers match actually against the Singapore Sentinels, and they did a wonderful job just taking objective after objective, and AHQ can easily pull that off as well. And actually the picks it's rather interesting.
Yeah, it looks like Pride is going to the jungle today with that Lee Sin, while Nas is possibly going to play mid lane Nidalee with a barrier.
And Westlaw in the top lane.
Well, something we've not seen them do before. I mean, HQ is a really good team in their versatility. Westlaw he's mainly a mid laner, but in solo he was actually, people say he can do almost everything. So that's
Westlaw, the man that can do everything.
Yes, I mean that's not his official title. It's like how people don't call me Elliot, the one with all the nice ties.
I see.
Yeah, but
your tie is very nice today.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment for my tie. It's heart shaped, by the way.
Yes.
And the thing is that he's well versed in a lot of champs. We've seen him play at least in the GPL a whole variety of things, until the point where he played Mordekaiser in the mid lane. Come on, that has to be something to put his credentials. Garena, Devil, and Green Sea in the bottom lane. It's going to be effective, I feel. I'm starting to like the Lucian Thresh lane a bit more. In fact, I like the Lucian with a lockup in these lanes just slightly better and better as the days go by, simply because you can't run away once that lockup is just there.
Yeah. And like you said, the Thresh Lucian lane itself is going to be very strong, and Lucian is able to definitely hit the his skill shots better with the piercing light as well as the ardent blaze coming in and able to destroy some of the lanes itself.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Lucian is the culling, which doesn't really cull anything. They just call it the non-culling. It makes more sense for them.
You really don't like the culling, do you?
I think it's a pretty lackluster ultimate. We've seen people use it to clear minion waves. Now, if I wanted a minion wave clearing champion, I'd pick Misfortune just because, or even Ezreal, because True Shot Rush does give you the same, spells. Of course, the Baron control is a bit different, lah. But anyway, that's not the point. We are going into game very, very shortly, and this is going to be the top seed versus, or one of the top seeds versus the bottom seed.
Yeah.
AHQ is currently sitting second in that table.
Yeah, but you cannot count
Infinite, yes,
at all.
sure.
And I really like the team comp that Infinite is actually bringing. If you actually were looking at the picks and bans just now, we have stated the amount of CC coming in for Infinite is pretty scary. And if they can actually chain their CC together and just pick off a champion instantly and just destroy it and then just lay on more damage itself, they can just turn a 5v5 fight into a 4v5 and just pull off the advantages from there.
So I'm thinking that Lucian is actually one of those picks which kind of elude me. I was just thinking about it a bit more, and I'm not sure what role he's gonna. I mean, yes, he plays the marksman role, but what he brings to the table that another ADC couldn't bring. Ezreal could have easily played against a high CC team. The Relentless Pursuit doesn't really do that much. You can kite a bit more of that W, but I'm not too sure what it actually does for the team against, let's say, like Syndra or Vayne, who can easily catch up to you. And once they get one piece of lockdown, you never have that window of opportunity to escape.
Yeah, but from what I understand, especially with some of our local semi-pro or amateur players in the TLC, which happens every Sunday, by the way, some of them the Lucian pick has been becoming much more popular, especially in the TLC. And some say that Lucian is able to put out more instantaneous burst than any other ADC in the league itself.
Okay.
So if
That's
players are actually looking for that, especially with a Thresh in this game, with Green Tea on Thresh and Garnet Devil on Lucian, if he actually manages to land that death sentence, and if Garnet Devil can just chain in that immense amount of burst at level 3, I think we can expect either Fiddlesticks or Vayne to just disappear instantly.
That's right, that's right. Okay, so that's the first time seeing Scorch Earth Renekton actually. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I know the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat, the stream chat actually goes crazy over Scorch Earth Renekton, saying, why? Riot, why? Where is that skin, Riot? And
it's right there.
It's right there. And I know the skin is not in the Southeast Asian servers officially, but apparently all the teams in the GPL have access to that skin.
This is actually because we're playing on the tournament realm now. That's why we have like everything available.
Yeah, and
It's
speaking of which, the tournament realm, something that we have to actually bring up.
Right, it's playing on 3.11.
3.11 patch instead of the current patch, which is 3.13.
Yep. So we are 2 patches behind. That means you don't have you will not see the changes to Sivir, Jinx, although of course they're not even available at the current moment. But Ahri, Zed are really that's why we saw Zed being banned out earlier. It's still really strong pick. But for the champs chosen so far, there hasn't been much done to affect them. Oh, Thresh has a small change in this patch where his hook is not on increased cooldown with the 3-second reset after you connect. So in this one he can still spam those death sentences as quite easily. Items wise looks pretty standard throughout. The support Fiddlesticks not going for the deep utility tree for the masteries. My consensus is probably at 21-9, which he
I really love what's happening now, because we have Garnet Devil as well as
this is it. They throw in that spiraling, they will know.
Yeah, it seems that they know, but you know, they can just walk out really safely.
Yeah, it's not a big deal for both guys, but they managed to get 2 very good deep wards in. Explorer's ward, and
just
of course
timed out, as well as that ward in one of the lower banana bushes of the red buff, and just I don't think any level 1 action is going to happen anytime soon. No buff steals, and they're just going to go about their merry way in their own jungle.
Right, so Pride started off using the smite earlier on. Could we see an early gank from him because of that, or is he going to just move straight up and protect that red buff, preempting a gank?
Yeah, and not only that, talking about skins, the Scorch Earth Renekton skin, very nice. But the Ice Drake Shyvana skin, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful Shyvana skins.
Oh yeah, it is
really cool.
It is really cool. So Renekton here going on top. Now, Renekton does need that early amount of levels in order to win. Coming in, they get the ignite off to Ren, and well, it won't get him the kill, but it will drop him low enough to drop some CS under the turret.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people didn't see this coming, especially the Shyvana pickups of late, and you know, really good dueling potential, and like you said earlier, the % health damage coming in from the Flame Breath is really going to help with the dueling potential.
Are we on 3.11? Because it looks like the level up looks, yeah, I mean, just a small observation. But
is the red buff going to take red now? And yes, as we were actually thinking about what patch and how Shyvana is built this game, Pride actually picks up the first blood with an amazing Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike and just walking away, you know. I'm not going to hit you one more time because I know the red buff is going to take you out.
He knew. And it was an unnecessary risk going under the turret to fight a Renekton, especially if you're Lee Sin, and he was like just now he was level 3 already, but there was nothing to really play around with, knowing that the save blood was already used. Oppa here and iFly getting also a hit under that turret, so we're seeing the Lucian harass coming in to be really strong. And the fight continues. Green Tea should be able to zone them out with ease. Let me just the way to check to see, right, this, I don't think it's a 3.11 patch because there is that reduce in a death sentence.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, so a good guy here, taking that spear to the face, and Nazir just keeps that pressure going, sitting at 21 CS, it's at 19.
I like the mistake there on the ward in the bottom rush, because one ward is
it's outside.
Even pro players make that mistake.
Yeah, iFly wide. If Saint Vicious and miss every single smite at the Baron bit, I don't see what's wrong with a 1 ward.
Oh, hashtag shots fired.
Shots fired. So Right now, it's looking pretty still so far. First blood only given up. Lee Sin getting that slight advantage in jungle. It's always important for Lee's, I think, to get that early gank off and try the snowball from there, because he's that kind of champion that if he doesn't snowball, he's actually pretty useless.
Yeah, and a great depth sentence coming to iFly, you know, using the Relentless Pursuit and the Ignite, trying
Green
to take
Tea
out
gets stunned!
iFly and Green Tea. The counter again coming from Renos is really crazy, and Pride's actually coming in, trying to take out iFly as much as possible, but the fact that there are 3 members there against the 2 members of AHQ forces them to just not pursue that kill.
That was really well done here by Infinity. That chain CC that we were talking about, first the Cocoon, the Fear, and then finally the Condemn to the wall, all that damage was bought to none. That was crazy, that was crazy.
Yeah, and the wait there for Xenos, because you were talking about the gank earlier, and actually here we have the replay, the Death Sentence into the Flay, as well as the burst combo coming from Garena Devil. The Fear is onto Green Tea, the Cocoon you see there, and then the Condemn, just as you said. Very strong CC combo coming in, and you know, Infinite actually takes up that 1 kill for no deaths.
It was really well done. Thresh got baited so hard there. Of course, the flash coming out from iFly, that window of opportunity, was just enough for them to escape. You know, just enough time for him to get out of there and chain that 3 CCs. Insane amounts of output can come out, especially Vayne, and that's how I think they're going to go into the mid game as well.
Yeah.
Syndra, here Syndra and Lily both getting at 6. But at 6, of course, Syndra gets, I think, a bit more of a power spike than Lily. You can't really commit at 6 as Lily, of course.
Yeah, the unleashed power coming from the ultimate of Syndra is definitely going to be very scary as well.
It is. And Renrin here, getting pushed under that turret once again, sitting significantly lower as compared to Solve, which is kind of sad actually if you think about it. And we just adjust the portraits so we can have a very nice we used to get them to come in at the same time.
Yeah, and we're still doing a very good job just laning against Rinrin.
Yeah, it's really unconventional of them to do as such, but his mechanics, man, this guy's mechanic, always on point. Westlaw has the ultimate as well, so a lot of under turret dives could occur with that extra resistance coming from the ultimate is actually very helpful.
Yeah, and the fact that Shyvana just and her skills just become so much more powerful in the dragon form itself. And if, like you said, if Price actually decides to rotate to the top lane and force a dive under the turret before Rinrin actually hits 6, which I think he's gonna hit at this point of time, the Dominus ultimate itself is definitely gonna help against that turret.
It is. Oh, and all that trade damage coming from Oppa. He tumbled the wrong way. The one thing good about Piercing Light is that you can kind of dodge it, but you gotta be good with the reflexes, man. And Oppa showed that there's just a bit mistimed in the wrong direction. Naz also getting his blue buff, so helpful in the laning phase. Syndra not yet getting any of it, or rather, I think it was let's see, it was taken away. Well, it's not up yet, I guess.
Yeah, because I think
it's not even. They went red blue. They went red blue. Yeah. Man.
So anyway, let's actually let's take score, because Westlaw, not traditionally the top laner for AHQ Esports, now playing in the top lane. So
the fear comes down onto Garena Devil. The lantern has been lit, and Xenos there getting the repel in, but no follow up with the cocoon. So leaving some of that pressure in the bottom lane of Oppa, getting a bit of a climb back to farm out this wave without the harass. And a very nice D-ward here for iFly. I can't wait till next. Oh, Nat here going in, gets the blue buff with the help of the Force of Will. Rinrin having the stun and then walk away from this one, dodging nicely the slice and dice, the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, AHQ Esports really wanted to steal that blue buff there, and it knew that, you know, with Xenos in the bottom lane, they could have actually just rotated to the blue buff, but with Syndra being able to use her W to actually pick out the blue buff from the pit itself, kind of save good guys blue buff.
Yeah, it was very helpful. And that's the good part, I guess. So Syndra, oh, is he going to take the spear? No, it doesn't. And Naz going to cycle up to the top lane. Looks like Pride comes in, drops a lot of damage onto Rinrin. I love that animation, by the way. Looks really good. And Pride and Westlaw, both in Dragon Form, they should be able to push themselves out. But Naz coming to the bottom, and more action pursues in the bottom. Wow, just all lanes trying to get that aggression on.
Yeah, it's like you said, Team Infinite has so much crowd control, and AHQ Esports actually has just a lot of lane dominance right now. So either way, both teams definitely want to force some fights to gain some advantage.
Oh, and iFly here, missing out there, close stop, not getting anything out of it. It is a long cooldown ultimate, so it will take some time for it to come back up.
He's just taking so much poke from the piercing light. This is, you know, unacceptable. Like you said, you have to just try to dodge the piercing light and not take so much harass. But as a Philo 6, if he can actually drain a minion or drain one of the... Whoa, very close death sentence there. And if it actually hits, I think iFly is just gonna die.
Yeah, the thing about that Philo 6 though is that since he has one of the weaker stats in the game, he's super squishy, right? And once you get caught by anything, we saw how close to death he was earlier on. If there wasn't that Elise, it would have easily been iFly in a 1-4-0 situation.
Yeah, and I find it really surprising because Renekton is traditionally known as one of the most strongest top laners, and Westdoor has just been pushing and pushing and pushing without any fear at all.
That was Westdoor. I think it was because of Westdoor's earlier level 1 play. All he had to do was push out the wave, get the experience advantage early on, hit level 2 faster than Rinrin, and then just wreck face with the level 2 all in.
Yeah. And I really like his first
Price coming in from the side.
Whoa, a really good gank coming in. He actually hits the kick as well as the Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike as Good Guy flashes across the wall there.
That was just very patient Lee Sin play right there. Absolutely loved it. And Westdoor here going on top to Rinrin.
Yeah, both solo laners actually still have their ultimates up, so we just might see them just head on all the time because, you know, traditionally the top laners will just sit there, farm fest it all the way, but both Westdoor as well as Renrin is just gonna, you know, fight it out. Definitely want to fight it out.
It's definitely, yeah. And the thing is that, as it stands, Westdoor is at such an item advantage. There's no real need for Renrin to do. I mean, he can't really retaliate. The amount of sustain that Westdoor's getting from the Cutlass plus the Doran Blade, just so good, so good. And here, the dirty farm ensures both prides gonna collide onto him, and Xenos, Westdoor going for the full damage, throwing out Dragonfall. Here comes the Resonating Strike, and oh, Xenos forced to burn that flash, and of course the double slice and dice. Green Sea uses the box, iFly is stuck inside of it. Just waste the entire ultimate. Wow, very nice play there by iFly.
Very patient there, so support dealing with support and AD carry dealing with AD carry, so it's kind of an even trade because, you know, Oppa managed to proc the Silver Bolts and Garnet Devil managed to get his full burst combo onto Oppa, so they just kind of trade ultimates.
Right. But also note that I think Thresh dropped all his CC at that point in time, so there's absolutely nothing left for him to use when it comes to defense. Oh, lots of damage going on to iFly. Will it be enough though? No, the Ignite takes off and it will not get that kill off. Oppa managed to trade off a few hits onto Garnet Devil, which is really helpful. And in fact, I think that's fully important at that point in time.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to I have no idea why iFly actually Crowstormed into there. He actually just used his fear and he didn't have that fear off cooldown and he still went in for the Crowstorm with Oppa being so far away from that fight.
Right. Rita, I think, wasted just his Q once more. So they're going to retreat. Item superiority, yes, they have part of it. He has the Sheen. And when he goes back, he probably has to pick up the Phage as well.
Yeah, so two different Lucian builds we've seen tonight. One is the Bloodthirster Rush into, I think it was the... No static shift, but...
No, it was just it ended up as Bloodthirster with Last Whisper.
Oh, right,
that was as far as it went.
And now we have the Trinity Force, so which one do you prefer actually?
Well, I actually like the Trinity Force builds these days because Lucian is that kind of spammy champion who has so much to offer. His base damage are also very, very nice. So, as a guy who doesn't have all that much CC within his kit, you always want that pursuit power, and that's what Trinity Force gives you, as opposed to Bloodthirster. Well, with that being said though, Westdoor is farming out really, really nicely, and once he gets that Blade of the Ruin King, it's actually going to be easy to tag down those mobile carries like Vayne.
Yeah, and as you were saying, he picks up that Blade of the Ruin King. Doesn't have any boots yet, but we can definitely expect Westdoor to split push very soon because he still has that Ghost Up and the Flash Spear being cleansed away immediately and just that Flash being burned.
Yeah, of course, cleanse is such a faster cooldown, so it doesn't really matter. It's looking really good, I guess, for AHQ just based on farm. Infinite here, though, they might scale a bit better with that Vayne in hand.
Yeah, but they definitely won that early
look at
advantage
that.
on AHQ, and we actually have Pride sitting in the bottom lane trying to wait for that gank.
He's gonna stalk his prey. Feel like Steve Irwin also just sitting there in the brushes waiting for a move to happen. And once Oppa overextends or once iFly goes in for that trade, Prides is going to be a beast. I love how he went for the oracles. It's just so helpful. But little do you know, Xenos, they go for the flash kick. Very nicely done. Now, Prides being stuck at the side here. Uses the dark passage to come in. A very nice death sentence onto Oppa. He's forced to burn that flash, and Garnet Devil using the culling.
Kind of airballs it through the middle.
I mean, that's how good the culling is, man.
And whoa, the Nidalee spear actually coming in, almost hitting Xenos on the side. And
very close.
Have the great rotation from Nas and just using the Cougar form to jump away from the cocoon.
Right. So overall, still a 1-3. They catch iFly, not the best target, but still a death is a death, and that's more money in the bank for the guys of AHQ. Retard once again. You see catching a gets a nice play off it, but burns his flash just so he won't be in a bad position. Oh, a very close spear though coming up from Nas.
Yeah, and look at what Westdoor is doing. In the entire time, he has taken down the top turret and has just rotated to the mid lane and taken the middle outer turret as well. So 3 turrets in a row for HQ Esports, and it seems like they are going to take this dragon for free as well.
Very nice.
This gold spike is amazing coming from
That is very good rotation. I have to say, they were so aware of what the map was doing that it worked in their favor. They were pushing out. In fact, they have been pushing out non-stop in all their lanes for this game so far. Did I say game? I meant game so far. And because of that, Westdoor being that split push powered beast with Blade of the Ruin King all across the map.
Yeah. And I expect him to actually pick up his boots finally in this bag, unless he picks up another major item, says, you know, I don't need shoes, Shyvana can just use the dragon form and
You don't
fly.
need shoes if you have Phage, you know. And but he does pick up the boots and going probably for the Sunfire Cape with that Giant's Belt in hand.
Yeah, that's just going to increase the split push potential of Shyvana even more, and I expect Westdoor to be one of the huge threat coming in as a split pusher, and if Westdoor actually joins the team fight, the Dragon form coming in as well as all the damage from all the spells, from the Flame Breath as well as the Twin Bite, it's going to be very scary. And if Team Infinite doesn't control the
here comes the ultimate. iFly gets the fear off. Will he be able to pick up the lantern? Oh, he gets the lantern, but at the same time, mid-air bite coming in for Xenos.
Yeah, so very good gang coming in from Team Infinite because they actually spot Garnet Devil slightly out of position.
Only the spider is safe in its web.
Only the spider safe.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite quote from Elise so far. With that, you know, I think what I want, once he gets that, you were saying about the Sunfire Kit on Shyvana. Riot, please make Sunfire Kit on Shyvana, on Iceborne Shyvana Blue. Oh, they get a very nice kill. Oh, fly across from Prides there, almost catching iFly, but they have to escape. It's a 4v2. Very close. Oh, and here comes Dragonborn Westdoor. He's gonna Foost roll down all over their face. Xenos probably real low. Will the Ignite take him off? No, not enough. Here comes the Sonic Wave. Oh, and a double kill here for Nas. Very nicely done with that follow-up spear.
Yeah, the Death Cap itself is definitely gonna give it the power spike that they need. And the amazing spears coming in on the side of AHQ by Nas. Fantastic play.
Foost roll down. So good. And now Westdoor going for the ball lane to do what he does best, farm. And here's the replay from the previous fight. We saw them fly across there. Look at that kick by Xenos. A bit unnecessary, I would say, but
yeah, and look at that swipe from Nas.
Yep.
And finally we see that Javelin coming in. 1, 2,
long range.
hit.
Yeah,
and
that long range. And then from there, they're going to follow up with that split push combo you were talking about. That's 3 people in the mid lane, and with Westdoor at that bottom just chilling out. No pun intended.
Really chilly.
Yeah, very chilly.
Yeah, and the rotations coming in, they force Team Infinite to actually defend the mid lane, and here it seems that they are most likely going to take this bot lane in the turret.
They know exactly why they should do it though, because the item power spike is actually at its peak right now.
And look at the spears chunking out Xenos.
It's important. Whoa, this is awesome. Yeah, Scorcher Frankton with Sunfire. It'll be my new goal in the future.
When it's released.
When it's released, eventually, Riot Bliss. But the power spike for all these champions and their itemization has actually reached like a sort of a mini critical mass. if that even exists. Because Nelly has the Rabadon's Death Cap, Syndra not a full core item yet. Lucian with the Trinity Force definitely beats out Vayne with that Blade of the Ruined King early on in the game. That Sunfire Cape is only matched for Renekton, it's only matched by a Blade of the Ruined King, Mercury Treads, plus almost getting the Sunfire Cape for Shyvana. That's a big advantage to be at.
Yeah, but it seems that with the cloth armor pickup by Westdoor, I feel that he might be going for the Randuin's Omen instead.
Yeah, he might go for the Randuin's instead. And Randuin's is good against Vayne as per normal. You know, you always want to be able to lock that person out and not kite you, which can suck, you know.
Yeah, and the Dragon's Form into Randuin's Omen is just gonna destroy Team Infinite. They are definitely not be able to run away from any of the damage coming out from AHQ Esports.
Look at Garena Devil. Garena Devil's a man. He just went to tank it, knowing that Nas will eventually heal him. But this is a good move, knowing exactly how the enemies are not in the vicinity of the base to defend this one, and they're gonna go just straight on. Renekton coming to the side. A nice spear pops him out. Oppa actually in a very dangerous position overall just now, but no death sentence coming out, and therefore Pride's now being the one. Will they get the king? Good guy getting stuck there in Syndra. Easy kill for Westdoor. A nice green tea hook from across, and another dragon fight. Come on, Westdoor tagging down onto iFly with Oppa getting hit by the culling.
Yeah,
will it be enough? He gets the assist, so Garena Devil might be able to get the reset on this. Oppa bops the barrier, and Xionas and Oppa dropping extremely low. And look, oh, one Renrin stuck at the side. Naz coming in. Will he get the stun off? Will it be enough? And no, I think that's it, man. Garena Devil picks up that kill. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and all for a 3 for nothing trade in favor of AHQ Esports.
Yeah,
we
these
saw
guys
extremely good engage of the fact that good guy was just caught in the jungle by Pride.
It was just really good team coordination overall. I loved how AHQ just did what they did. They committed, and they committed smartly. That's exactly how it was. Once they pushed Oppa beyond the target, he had burnt all his summoner spells. He had no ultimate, but there was no reason to overcommit, and that's smart play on their part.
Yeah. And look at that, Westdoor just rotating to the bot lane, gonna take up the entire minion wave, and Nas in the enemy's blue buff, just taking that blue buff for his own.
This is actually very quick work, and the lead doing what she does best, being irritating. The thing is that Infinity, up to this point in time, the game did not have the capabilities to go for that 5-on-5 team fight. So as it stands, AHQ with the siege is more than enough to tackle this comp.
Yeah, it's not just the siege, the rotations coming out from AHQ. Actually, it's the rotations from Team Infinite that's been bad, and AHQ just exploiting the horrible rotations from Infinite.
Yep.
And because of that, it's 5 turrets to nothing right now.
It's looking really, really bleak for Infinite, and it shows how AHQ has already been very seasoned in the esports scene, simply because they're pulling off all the right moves, while Infinite is still trying to get some ground as to where they fit in the meta and how they understand the map just a bit more.
Or maybe Infinite has just been completely playing on the Season 4 patch. They have a special client for themselves, really raring to go for
That's
Season
why
4.
they got spot off Renekton. Oh, maybe. Oh, Renrin.
Time tunnel from the future.
Renrin here getting sieged down by those spears. Oh my god, Thanos getting hit. The spider is apparently not safe in its web. Here comes Syndra. Another spear coming in. This is looking bleak. With Xenos gone, that means Baron is up, is free for grabs. Because Smite is down.
Has Nas missed the spear yet?
Okay,
he just missed the spear, but still. Sharpshooter right there.
Yeah, sharpshooter. Oh
Look
my goodness,
at that, another spear.
iFly, man. He getting speared down. And here goes the 5-man rotation to the top lane. Price in I love, look at that. Nas and Price, yes. They know exactly how to zone them out. Just waiting for the opportune moments to get that turret back in, back out. The good thing about Shyvana is the ability to wave clear so easily.
And not forgetting the twin bite from Shyvana as well as the Lightbringer from Garena Devil is just going to destroy turrets.
And here goes the Baron fight. This is going to be a real easy one. Once you have that Flame Breath onto Baron, the debuff, it's going to be like Westdoor tearing apart with Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, and Team Infinite has no wards in their own jungle, or barely any wards in their own jungle, and they are definitely not going to spot out this and will not want to come and try to interrupt this Baron fight.
This is looking really bad for them. If they get caught out here, Green Tea from the side, will he throw that death sentence out? Gets a spear across, not hitting much. Oh, Pride gets hit by a stud. The Dark Wind falls out as well. Renrin being a very strong frontline iFly. Oh my goodness, iFly getting that Crow Storm in the absolute worst direction. They get a nice stun onto him as well. Opa being singled out, forced to burn that flash. 5-man going to the bottom, just trudging it down, and Nas, oh, getting hit by that flare as well. Good guy going down, taking damage. They're going to chase on us, and this is just going to be the Garnet Devil show. Oh, or is it going to be Naz?
Not sure.
Naz, is he going to get the spear? Oh no, jumping into a cocoon. Not the best way to be. We're going to pan this while they take the mid lane.
There we go.
That spear. And where's
you
door here?
It takes some skill to throw a javelin in between the spiderlings of Elise.
Skills. Hashtag skills. This is AHQ season. They won the previous split so decisively at the playoffs with a 2-0 victory over Taipei Assassins. This time they're showing why they won that one.
Yeah.
Renrin here also, the items speak a lot for themselves. 247 CS over that of Renekton's 167. That is at least, let's look at the gold difference. Almost 4,000 gold away.
Yeah, and the goal difference actually on Team Infinite compared to AHQ Esports is really crazy as well, because they're just about 8,000 gold behind.
Yeah, it's just madness all around. With that Baron buff, this is exactly what teams should be doing. I mean, previously when we saw KLH play, when they had that Baron buff, they were afraid to be aggressive knowing that they had the item advantage still. So that's what AHQ is functioning. Of course, this one, the goal disparity is really, really much larger, but nonetheless, they should be happy with that Baron buff going in for the siege definitively.
Yeah, and Nas actually went back and spent about 3,000 gold. Let's see what he actually picked up. He picked up the Magi Soul Sealer as well as the Void Staff.
Because you can't get enough AP and mag penetration until you get Magi's. That's how it works, man.
Yeah.
So Green Tea Garnet Devil here going down. They've been really good. And in fact, I'm loving how Green Tea has been with regard to map control. This guy, man, he knows exactly how to roam and not get caught out. One of the big mistakes that we've seen players like Mistake do who plays on TPS is that, oh my goodness, this is almost an execution. Pride overestimates himself a bit more, takes the lantern for a safe ride home.
Yeah, the Dark Passage, not so dark for Pride.
No, he saw the light and he took it. West door here, flying straight in, dropping out the Random's Omen. This is really good. Pride's there,
using the Resonating Strike for the execute, and wow, look at the decimation AHQ is causing on the side of Team Infinite in their own face.
Oh, Green Tea there missing out the death sentence, but the walks will keep them. The wall with the box will keep them out. That's what happens when you're so excited.
Yeah, it's really crazy team fights, and all in all, AHQ are most likely just going to take this for the win. This is definitely going to be the final push.
It's too decisive a game. These guys ended up 51k to 29k. They're going to get another free kill Opa, and 50 gold here for Garnet Devil. Bonus. You got to win it with style, as they always say. 27 minutes to the game. A really nice decisive victory coming out from AHQ Esports Club. What else can I say?